Johnny Archer, Francisco Bustamante, two of Championship 9-Ball's greatest names on a collision course for one of their sport's most prestigious titles, a title that neither has yet won. It's come down to two as the UPA Tour winds down a championship week in Southern California. From the historic Normandy Casino in Gardena, California, it's the Dragon Promotions U.S. Pro Tour Championship. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Normandy Casino. Glad you're with us for what will surely be one of the more exciting matchups you will see all year. Mitch Lawrence alongside Tour veteran and former Player of the Year Kim Davenport. Kim, I know that we've been looking forward to this matchup just for a few moments when we found out who'd be playing. But when I talked to you earlier, you said that it didn't surprise you that these two players, Johnny Archer and Francisco Bustamante, would be right here at the end of the week in Los Angeles.
No, not surprising at all. As a promoter, as a fan, as a player, this is a dream matchup to have Johnny Archer, Francisco Bustamante in the finals here. Their credentials is just a matter of record, and if ever a Picasso, these two are it.
Well, it's a great way to put it. A little bit of history here at the Normandy Casino. 60 years it's been in existence. The U.S. Pro Tour Championship, this is the 5th annual one. Amazingly, neither of these players has yet to capture this title. That is about to change. One of these two will be our champion. Let's find out who it'll be right now. There you see Carmine Sardo, he of Sardo Rack fame. We thank Carmine, his brother Lou, for all their support this week of the U.S. Pro Tour Championship. And we are ready to go here. Johnny Archer won the lag for the opening break.
Being able to get the first shot and maybe even get the first run out, it is a huge thing to win that lag.
And Johnny, in his semifinal matchup against Mika Immonen, we all frankly thought it was not looking too good for Johnny Archer, down 3-0. Mika with a strong chance to make it 4-0 in a race to 7. Made a mistake, and next thing we knew, Johnny Archer 6 racks in a row and then wound up winning that match, and here we are against the undefeated Francisco Bustamante. 2 players left out of the great number of talented players that have come to LA this week to try for this coveted title. Here we go. That cut break, Kim.
Didn't look too good right there. He just kind of didn't look like he hit it kind of hard enough, but he's trying, and the balls have been going in since they've started the television matches on that cut break. I think that's only the 2nd time somebody's came up dry, so he will have to get that figured out, or it'll be not good, because if you can't make no balls in the break, it's hard to win a 9-ball tournament.
Francisco very happy to get to the table and take it. Django from Manila in the Philippines. One of the great names in the game, and this title would mean an enormous amount to him. It would to Johnny too. Johnny, 10-time Player of the Year, shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. Francisco with a great number of titles to his credit, but this would be a big-time win for him. Let's quickly give you the rules of this final matchup. Race to 7 for the title. They'll alternate the break. It'll be cue ball fouls only, and there's a 30-second shot clock with 1 extension per rack on the players.
Yeah, Francisco's in good shape here. He just needs to shoot the 4, come down, and he'll probably shoot the 5 ball there in the corner and come up by the side pocket where he's at now to shoot the 6 right here. In the same corner, he's going to pocket the 4. That's what I would reckon. That I'm sitting here, and they're out there, so.
You have an awfully good idea of what would normally be the preference in shot. Obviously, options that players have based on their own preferences.
He chose to go that way. I don't really care for that shot there, but I mean, like I said, you can't second guess him. He's not.
And right now, he's not.
Yeah, he's not looking too happy. He got underneath the ball. You should always, if you're a player, stay on top of the ball. What I mean by staying on top of it, he was back up this side of the table. He would have a choice, and now he just has no choice, either to bank it or cut it in. And the cue ball, I don't know. He might elect to bank this shot.
Station.
Takes that extension, and
yeah, he's in trouble already. Let's see what he's going to do. He's elected to bank it. But this is not really good here, unless I'm missing something.
don't think you are.
No, he's going to have to play safe. Well, the nerves are showing already. He had an easy layout. We say easy when the balls are wide open. Yeah, for a player of these caliber,
right.
He should have ran out here. I'm not saying he's not going to, but I have to see he's going to play some kind of a safe here. Maybe just he's drawing it back. He tried to play the 6 ball.
Yeah. All right, left it tough for Johnny. And as Johnny comes to the table, we want to quickly mention some fantastic playing equipment. Beautiful Metro table, tournament edition by Brunswick Billiards. Super Aramis Pro balls in use. The Simonis 860 cloth on that Metro. And the Sardo M5000 tight rack. The best equipment for the best players in the world. Johnny takes his extension too.
Yeah, he's in a little difficult situation here. I look for him to shoot the 6, play the 6 over by the 9, and bring the cue ball back by the 7 and 8 up there where he's at. He might elect to knock the 6 back up table where he's at and put the cue behind the 9. He might do that also. I don't think he's going to go for it. He's not a wild player. He makes sure. Well, I'll tell you what.
Went for the bank, and that is dead center. Look at that.
Look at that shot there. Now, see, that's surprising for me because Johnny usually, I mean, I guess he just didn't figure he had no choice. He just had to shoot. Sometimes you get backed into a corner where you have to shoot the ball.
And when you make it like that, that's got to be a good feeling. The flip side, if you do make it, gives you a little boost and some confidence that, okay, I made a tough shot.
No doubt, and this also is a tough shot. We said the pockets have been playing very difficult all week long. Yeah.
An audible gasp there by the crowd after watching the bank. 6. Whew. First rack proven to be a tough one. Francisco back to the table now.
Yeah, both players have made a mistake in this first rack. It's tough up there, the final match. Look, I'll tell you what.
And he is ready to look at where he put that cue. He can't believe this.
Yeah, this is nothing here, but this is just nerves. They're starting out, and the pressure, to be honest with you, they're feeling a little, both of them. I've seen it. I've felt it. All players have felt it. It's whoever can get that momentum going, get settled, really might be the victor here. And, you know, as I alluded to early in an earlier match, you know, the pressure might have the final say-so on who hosts this trophy. I mean, it's a possibility, but Johnny has just been playing so good. It was very uncharacteristic of him to miss a shot like that. Bustamante is a little more of a gunslinger type, like Mika, where he'll fly at some things every once in a while. Johnny just takes no chance. He'll just slow walk you to death when he's out there.
He's going to make sure of these 2 balls.
Johnny has plenty of road miles and still have the nerves of a 20-year-old. It's amazing.
It is a lethal combination if you happen to be playing against them. We've seen it time and time again. You just can't give good players too many chances. One of these 2 was going to capitalize, and right now it looks like the Scorpion. 9 goes, first rack in the books. And in a race to 7 for the title, Johnny Archer on the board first. We'd like to thank some of our terrific sponsors here at the Normandy Casino. Simonis for the fantastic cloth, Brunswick Billiards, beautiful Metro table, OzoneBilliards.com. All of them, again, thanks to them. Johnny Archer leading 1-0 here at the U.S. Pro Tour Championship. Francisco Bustamante with a couple of early mistakes in the first rack. Only trailing by 1 in a race to 7, but we wonder, will there be any effects that early play by Django? Undefeated to this point. A very tough week here in Gardena. The Normandy Casino, the Dragon Promotions U.S. Pro Tour Championship. Mitch Lawrence and Kim Davenport. 1 goes in the side. Where will the 2 wind up?
He's going to wind up fairly tough. I don't believe he's going to be able to take this on for an attack shot here. Well, he broke the balls. The main thing is he made a ball in the break. He was just a little unlucky not to get a shot here. I imagine he will call for an extension just because the first shot of the game is the most important. You make a mistake and you're most likely not going to get back to the table.
There was Kim, took the extension. Now, how do you feel as a player, and you've been out on tour a long time, when you make a mistake like that early in the first rack, the second rack, that much harder to kind of settle yourself down right away, or is he enough veteran to let it go?
No, it's hard. You want to get up there and you want to shoot and you want to make. If you can make a few balls, you know, run the rack, and then you got some confidence and get going, because it's very difficult. I mean, playing the finals isn't like playing your first match. I mean, you know, this is it. The heat is on. So, you know, and these are great players, both of them. I expect them both to settle in and look for a good match here. But I've seen a lot of things happen in the final matches. Johnny is not going to shoot until his time, even though they're on a shot clock. He's going to make sure. Looks like he's taking this on for the attack. He just don't want Bustamante to shoot it. Look at that. How good a shot was that?
That's 2 shots in a row now, even though Johnny missed in that other rack, that he's made tough shots.
Oh, unbelievable.
I have to give him some confidence in his shot making today.
On these pockets too. He's just going to draw this back about where he's shooting right now. Try it maybe to the rail and then shoot the 3 in the other corner. There he goes. He's got the 4 ball. It's tough when a ball's in the pocket, like you see the 4s down there hanging in the pocket. It's tough to get the ball out of the corner pocket. We'll see. He's going to place position on it here. Got to be careful here.
You see it up in the top right part of the table.
Yeah, sometimes when you're in the pocket like that, you really have to load it up, or your ball will die right there where the object ball is. So this isn't an easy shot getting position. Has to be careful not hit the 7. It's going to come right off the knuckle. See? He's hit it perfect.
Nice shot.
Wow. Maybe a little too far, but great shot makers.
He'll take it.
Yeah, great shot makers. This is like going to lunch.
And one thing about somebody like Johnny Archer, and even though Francisco Bustamante has won his share of events worldwide, make no mistake about that, Johnny, over the last decade, there has been nobody better at closing the deal than Johnny Archer over time.
Nobody. Johnny's won, I don't know, Johnny's won close to 100 events. I mean, it's just amazing how many tournaments he's won.
And we've seen him, and this is another thing about Johnny, Kim, and you've seen it up close and personal, but he wins every way. He doesn't just win when he's playing great. He somehow finds a way at different times. He'll take advantage. He'll make some mistakes, but at the end of the week, all of a sudden, there he is.
He is a fighter.
So we'll see what Francisco has in store for him, because right now it's looking like Johnny Archer will put back-to-back racks on the board.
This isn't an easy shot here, Mitch. He has to come all the way back across the board. I mean, he's making it look easy, but... You know,
and this isn't easy either.
No, it's not. And he takes the balls out of the pocket. He does that a lot. I don't know if that's one of his little idiosyncrasies or what, but I think that the glare sometimes will come out of the pocket, and he just don't want nothing to do with it. As long as he stays down here and strokes it and don't make no movement with his body, he should be fine.
Nice. And that is a very, very confident Johnny Archer. You don't make strokes like that under the pressure of a final matchup unless you are up by 2 racks over Bustamante.
2 games to score.
Johnny is a very methodical player.
He's solid as a rock.
One of the best in the world.
Awesome player. Awesome player. As someone I really look up to in this game.
Archer leads 2-0. He breaks in game number 3.
Part of the great Southern California crowd that has been here supporting the UPA Tour players all week. We are now down to just 2. Johnny Archer 2-0 over Francisco Bustamante here at the finals of the Dragon Promotions U.S. Pro Tour Championship. Mitch Lawrence and Kim Davenport. Kim, we'll see what happens with the break. Johnny has preferred the cut break. We'll see if he keeps with it.
Well, he came up dry his first break here in the finals, so let's see if he's going to make some adjustment, throw it back a little farther.
Cut it out.
Tell you what, he said he cut it out. Look at there, he got a kiss.
Well, I can make him luck him in.
Yeah. That's all right,
He'll tell you how he feels for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he lets his emotion out. There's nothing wrong with that. Some players hold it in, some vent it out. I mean, it's just ever how what makes it work. And whatever he's had going on for the last 15 years, I want some of it.
Extension.
Takes his extension. You know, we talked, you and I, about the fact that in double elimination format earlier, Johnny actually lost to Francisco Bustamante. during the course of the week. 11-4 pretty badly.
He did.
And sometimes that just spurs you on a little bit. Not only is it the finals, which is usually enough,
Right.
but you want back at somebody who's showed you a little something during the week.
Oh, yeah. And nobody's really, at this caliber, nobody's really afraid of nobody. I mean, it's not one of those, you know, oh, I'm afraid of you type situation. It's just sometimes the ball's real funny and won't let you win. Very tight pocket there. Look at that. Had a half a pocket.
I'll tell you what, not
Look
a
at
lot of
this.
room for mistakes. If you want to talk about doing what you need to do and control the cue ball, too.
He was a little unlucky there to get that little kiss on that 2. Now it made it that much more difficult to get down to the 3. He might have to go rail first here, slide it underneath the 4. I don't think he's going to choose to draw it all the way back. Of course he could. He's going to draw it 2 rails. Got to miss the 8. Got to miss the 8. Whew. Very nice.
And this is some precision shot making. Obviously would prefer not to have the cue ball against the rail. But he's doing what he has to do right now, Kim. He's keeping the pressure on Francisco. He's not letting him to the table to try to feel any better. And he's making shots that he has to.
Right. I think he's just going to, I don't think he's going to try to go out 2 rails. I think he's going to bring it out 1 rail and take his shot. Oh, wow. He's really playing good. He put a lot of English on that ball. That could have been very easily missed. Look at how you can just look at his walk, his demeanor. He's ready for business. Tell you what, I'd bet dollars to donuts Francisco's not getting back at the table in this rack, even though this is a very difficult shot.
I would be really surprised.
Just got to watch the 8. Don't get behind the 8 with a cue ball. There it is. There's those tight pockets we talked about all week long.
Just when it seems, and both of us felt it all of a sudden. Wow. That should teach us. We should just not talk.
No doubt about it.
But how happy is Django? Rail first, takes care of the 4. 5 gone on the break. There's the 6 next to the 9. And a huge opening here. Francisco can calm himself down, take care of business. You get on the board, break in rack 4. Whole different story all of a sudden.
Yes, sir. Tell you what, we've seen it in the last 3 matches that the player could take control of the whole match. Just for some reason, those tight pockets just rear their ugly heads, don't they? Player will flinch a little bit, miss a shot. I would have never expected Johnny to. I guess I jinxed him. Missed that shot.
I won't tell him, don't worry. Of course, he'll hear this.
Right. Most certainly, Bustamante won't miss from here.
But you know, we talk about tight pockets, and for those of you at home that think that's a bad thing, these are the pockets that the players want. This is a tournament edition table. It requires the best shots by the best players. No way around it. Francisco Bustamante takes advantage. The miss by Johnny Archer. Climbs back, is now on the board. As we move ahead in the match, due to time constraints, we'll show you the highlights from rack 4. Trailing Johnny Archer 1-2 and attempting to tie up this match. A really uncharacteristic play from Django. Francisco Bustamante trying to play what would seem to be a fairly simple, safe fouls as neither ball hits a rail. And that gives ball in hand to Johnny Archer. And instead of the match being tied at 2, Johnny Archer takes care of the rest of rack 4 and leads 3-1. Here at the Normandy Casino in Gardena, California, the historic Normandy, 60 years in existence, and today a little bit of history here on the UPA Tour. Johnny Archer trying to make it that kind of history with his name on it and leading Francisco Bustamante 3-1 at the Dragon Promotions U.S. Pro Tour Championship, the end of a long and grueling week for both of these 2 players. Down to just 2. And right now it is definitely Johnny looking the stronger of the 2, Mitch Lawrence and Kim Davenport, watching alongside hundreds of interested spectators that have been here all week in Southern California. Let's see if Johnny can keep it going.
He's going to go with the traditional break. He's going to bring it straight back. No more cut break for Johnny, it looks like. Look at that. Bustamante led the way on that one. He fired it up first.
And I'll tell you what, there was a little bit of oomph in that break by Johnny. Really let that cue go.
Well, he has a decision to make here. He's working without a safety net if he tries to make this one down in the corner. If he misses, he's going to sell out. So, and he usually does not like to give his opponent anything to shoot at if he misses. So whatever decision he makes, I'm sure it'll be the right one.
Wants to think about it for 30 seconds more, takes the extension. And these are the critical racks, Kim, when you got a lead in a short race, alternating break, and you want to keep the pressure on your opponent.
No doubt. Well, he knows if he wins on his break from here, he can't lose the tournament. It's his. Yeah, I mean, if he could pot this one ball and run out, it'd be 4-1. It would be an awful strong lead. Very difficult position shot here. Look at that roll. Look at the roll. Look at the cue ball. Okay, he'll take it.
Kind of gave a little.
Yeah, believe me,
signal to
he's
Jack
like,
go.
well, sorry about that, but don't you worry, he's tickled inside.
Sorry, but.
Yeah, sorry, but. And some of the players do that, some of them don't. I never did. You know, I always just went ahead and kept shooting.
Rolls of the game.
Yeah.
And that's,
roll of the
you
game.
get bad breaks as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I always kind of enjoyed it myself. I just hated it when it happened to me, though. You know, when you're on the receiving end of it, it's not too funny.
The old having your cake and eating it too
Yeah.
syndrome.
Well, he needs to get pretty good position on the 4 to get to the 5, and everything's right there in front of him. Just has to drive it straight. I think he's going to punch it out, Mitch, and try to, I don't know. I don't think he'll try to draw it back and shoot to the side. I think he'll punch it and go back over and try to shoot the 5 ball in the corner where the 7 is. He's going to have to hit this ball with some speed here, and he's going to have to hit the center of the pocket or it'll spit it out. Look at that. I mean, that's just pure.
And that is when there's a confidence in a player, and that's what we said, other than that one shot, everything has looked confident. And that is just big. At this point, great players, when they sniff it and they get this close to it, it's like Johnny's saying right now, I'm not letting this go. I will not let it go.
This isn't an easy shot. He has to watch. I'll get snookered on the 8. I mean, everything just, he's just hitting everything so solid, so crisp. And that's the hard thing to do in pool. People realize, well, why did I miss that shot? When you aim that cue ball at what you're aiming at and you let go, well, you're not, if you don't hit it right exactly where you're aimed, you're not going to hit a solid shot. You know, compare it to golf, hitting it in the middle of the club face, you know, it's very difficult to do.
And a much better chance of making things happen when you're feeling the way Johnny is right now, that's for sure.
Well, we were having breakfast this morning, and he looked at me and said, as he was eating his eggs, I'm winning. And I didn't.
You don't argue with him when he says.
I didn't question him. I didn't do that. I drink my milk and went on with it.
Well, you know, we talked earlier. Mika Immonen had a chance to put him away and did not get it done. And once you do that with somebody like Johnny and you give him another life, he's not a scorpion, he's a cat.
Unbelievable.
And he takes full advantage. And now a 3-rack lead trying to get to the title.
Bustamante, wow, it's my world's favorite player.
Nothing intimidates him.
Kind of a thorn in everybody's side.
He's a monster. Boosty's a monster.
It has been interesting all week here at the Normandy Casino. An interesting view there.
Bustamante
This
breaks
is
in
where
game
the
number
action
6.
is right now. Center stage at the Normandy Casino in Gardena, just outside of Los Angeles. And Francisco Bustamante down 4-1 as we enter rack 6 and needs to make something happen. This is an imperative, crucial rack, and that, whoa. I thought that was
a good
gone.
slice of luck.
I really thought that was
right
gone.
there. Look at how many balls he made. Look at that. 2 balls opened up. Looked like the cue ball was going to go in, and you know, fortunate for him not to scratch, and unlucky not to get a shot. So he's going to have to play safe here. I don't see him trying to take this on for any kind of shot. He can't afford to make any more mistakes.
Separation on the table there.
Pretty good shot here. I don't think he can bank it back down and make the 6. It doesn't look like it. It's pretty close to the rail, I'll tell you what. Might learn something here. Somebody said something funny.
I couldn't tell whether it was Johnny talking to the crowd trying to stay loose.
Okay, he might try to just catch it on the right side and come back down behind the 3. If that's the case, he's got to be careful not to scratch. No, he sent it back up table. Didn't understand that. I don't know. I think he was pretty. He was kind of undecided there. That wasn't a very good shot.
And the thing is, as that one rolled closer to the 3, Francisco liked it more and more.
Right. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do up there. You're just handcuffed. And, well, we'll see here now. Francisco knows that he has to run out here.
Watch out.
Take it easy, man.
I'll tell you what, I think he needed that.
Yeah.
I think he needed to lighten it up a little bit on his end.
That really might be what he needed, just get a little bit looser,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like you were talking about. The pressure is just so intense down
It
there.
really is.
And for somebody like Francisco, who's a field player, has got to be fluid and free. Any kind of fear is going to change this game, which we've seen so often and is so beautiful to watch.
Okay, he shouldn't have no problem here. 4 into the 6. As long as the 4 doesn't roll over to the other side, stay on the rail. There it is. Well, yeah, it shouldn't be too much of a problem here for a player of his caliber, but he doesn't really like it because he's going to have to do something with the cue ball. Little slow spin kill. Look at this. Wow. He's really a nice guy.
Oh, he's great.
Bustamante, he's funny.
One of my favorite people.
Yeah.
When you really get a chance to be around him.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
a great, great soul is the only way you can put it. His whole being lights up when you talk to him.
He says, Kim, he says, I didn't know he was playing race to 7. I thought we was playing still to 11, he says.
Like,
Oh, he's
been there
funny.
before. All right. As I said, maybe it's what he needed. A little bit of levity in a very serious situation, still trailing by 2 racks. As we move ahead in the action due to time constraints, we'll give you the highlights from a couple of very important racks. Rack 7, Johnny Archer at the break. His cut break not working as well as he likes, so he switches to the power break. This one pays bigger dividends. An open shot on the 1. And the 10-time player of the year would take care of business in rack number 7. Firmly in control now is Johnny Archer at 5-2, a 3-rack lead in a race to 7 over a nervous Francisco Bustamante. We move ahead to rack number 8, where safety play was the name of this rack. Johnny with some delicate touch. You see him go rail first. Off the 1, both players trying to outmaneuver the other and get an open shot on the 1. Francisco trying to climb back into this match. We went back and forth, and Johnny was the first one who would go after the 1. A tough shot, but watch this shot making by the Scorpion. A razor thin cut on the 1. Cue ball comes off the short rail, just nudges the 5. Position on the 2. He would acknowledge the crowd, get to work, try to get back across table for the 3, which you see at the bottom rail. And in so doing, how often does this happen? Trying to play position, misses the object ball, 2 stays out. Francisco would go on to bank the 2. Position on the 3 tough, and we went back and forth with safety play. Francisco thought, I banked 1 this rack, I'll try again. Not even close. Johnny Archer's good fortune continued. That open shot on the 3, and a run to the 9. Johnny Archer, no problem here. On the hill is the Scorpion, a 4-rack lead over Francisco Bustamante. Rack number 8, Johnny Archer showing you what it takes at this level to win a big-time title, and you can't imagine the talent it takes unless you try to hit that shot. Kim said you maybe make 3 out of 10 in practice. Forget about the pressure of the finals of the Dragon Promotions U.S. Pro Tour Championship. Johnny Archer really with some fantastic shot making. And he leads Francisco Bustamante 6-2 and has the break in rack number 9. Pretty much a dream situation against one of the best players in the world. Make no doubt about it. We haven't seen it out of Django today, Kim. But this was anything but an easy matchup, and Johnny is making it look pretty easy right now.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I'm sure that Francisco's a little disappointed at his play right now. So far this today, I mean, I know he's won a match and all that earlier, but he just doesn't seem a little lackluster. He just doesn't seem to, you know, have that I don't know, fight, the spirit, the pump or something. But
well, he definitely doesn't look as focused as Johnny has.
I'll tell you one thing, Johnny's had him handcuffed, though, almost from the start, so Johnny's going to put that big break on him again. Look out, cue ball. Now see the difference is, when Bustamante broke a while ago, he was kissed all the way down the table with no shot. Now Johnny makes the ball, and here he is, lined up on the wall.
All right, the crowd wants something
dry,
for Francisco here.
I thought the ball went down in the pocket. Must have been seeing something else. Could have swore I seen one go down in.
Check those glasses, pal.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
Kind of normal to assume that Johnny, the way it's been going, that he would have made something. And here's Francisco's chance. And let us see if he can free it up, and if we can watch his talent come to the fore. Good shot there.
Pretty good shot, yeah. Well, every shot from here on out for him is critical, so he's not going to be able to take anything for granted the rest of this tournament.
I mean, how about it if you know that a miss probably will end this match and you're 4 racks down?
Right. Just going to send it in between the 6 and the 8, I believe, the cue ball.
And this right now, this rack has the feel of a Francisco Bustamante rack.
No doubt about it. Cue ball drawing, spinning.
And it is a thing of beauty to watch when it is on, in the same way when you're watching Johnny today, when you're watching Francisco play his game. Nothing prettier. You know what I like to think about? I wasn't there to see it, but what I would love to have seen is in 2006 at the World Cup of Pool when Francisco and Efren teamed up.
Oh.
And when both of those two are playing together and in sync.
It was a wonderful thing.
It's just hard to imagine.
Yeah, they beat Strickland and Morris
Rodney,
in the finals.
In Wales?
Yeah, in Wales.
You've gotten to see a little bit
Wales
of Francisco's talent right now. Will it be enough? We will find out. And we move to rack 10, still trailing by 3 racks. As we move ahead into rack number 12, first we'll give you the highlights from racks 10 and 11, and fantastic racks for Bustamante they were. In rack number 10, out of line on the 3, forced to use the 9, make contact with it, trying to get to the 4. Unfortunately, the 5 has him snookered. Time for the jump cue, and what a shot by Francisco Bustamante you're about to see. Under incredible pressure to keep this run out alive, Johnny Archer on the hill for the title, and watch what Django pulls out of his bag of tricks. Perfect execution. Over the 5-4 goes a run to the 9, and rack number 10 in Francisco's column, still trailing by 2. Johnny Archer appreciating that great work. But we move into rack number 11. Johnny Archer at the break trying to put an end to the match. The big break still working. He will have a shot on the 1, but it is a very tough one. And with the pressure mounting, the championship on the line, Boosty on his tail, the work gets a little bit tougher. Jaws the 1. It kicks into the cue ball. Ball in hand for Francisco Bustamante. Although it wasn't always easy, a little too straight on the 5. Wanted to make sure he wasn't on the rail for position on the 6. Beautifully done. That run to the 9, and all of a sudden, after rack 11, he is within 1 rack now of Johnny Archer in a race to 7 for the title. Anybody who watches sport knows that things can change in a flash, and for Johnny Archer, that has happened. Francisco Bustamante with 3 racks in a row. The last one courtesy of that foul. The cue ball got kicked in. Ball in hand for Francisco, and rack 11 on his side. And now, instead of trailing by 4 with Johnny on the hill, Francisco with the break in rack 12, trailing by only a rack with a chance to get to the hill himself. And it has gotten a whole lot more interesting inside the Normandy Casino here in Gardena, California.
Look at that. Wow. He loaded that up, didn't he?
and wanted to wait and watch and see what happened as far as balls rolling.
Well, I know one thing. Regardless, one way or another, he will not be breaking the balls no more. That was his last break of this tournament. Looks like the 2 goes. Catch him an angle here. Well, everything's lining up pretty good for him right now.
Boy, he was up quick.
Oh, he really moved on
Wow.
that, didn't he? Well, everything's perfect now. 4 on the side. Shoot that 2 ball and negotiate that 4 on the side. Bring it back down to where he's shooting from right there. He'd like to be in that area. Oh, look at this. He's going to run into it. Oh. Well, he come out okay, but that could have been disastrous.
Yeah.
I don't think the 5 goes in either pocket. He's going to have to come around to the side. I don't think it goes in either corner.
Yeah, you hear somebody say that's right. Nice play there. Getting a good look now. That more characteristic form, Francisco Bustamante. Ooh.
One thing, I don't think he wanted to. He didn't want to maneuver that ball that far over.
And again, every time you're just a little out of line,
No, it just magnifies everything, yeah. I mean, he's playing really well now. I'm sure it'll be fine, but he would rather had it a little straighter. Back in line. Great players make it look easy, don't they?
He did not move a muscle on that shot. You saw him get up earlier in the beginning of the rack.
Look at this.
Oh, you kidding me?
Here he goes.
Are you kidding me?
He likes it.
Are you kidding me?
Little showmanship
You gotta have a little bit of flair when you're tying the match up, 4 racks in a row. And we have got 1 rack for all the marbles here in Gardena. We'd like to thank some of our terrific sponsors here at the Normandy Casino, the Simonis for the fantastic cloth, Brunswick Billiards, beautiful Metro table, OzoneBilliards.com. All of them, again, thanks to them. Well, it is nothing but pressure and intensity inside the Normandy Casino in Gardena, California.
Number 13.
Finals of the Dragon Promotions U.S. Pro Tour Championship. Rich Lawrence and Kim Davenport. Good sportsmanship gesture by Johnny Archer, Francisco Bustamante. We're tied at 6 in a race to 7, and you know what that means. 1 rack for everything. We talked early on after the lag, Kim, about how important winning the lag is not just for the first break, but for the break in the 13th rack, and here we have it right in front of us.
Championship game. Johnny at least has to feel good that he's breaking the balls. I know that, you know, he's lost the last 4 games in a row. It looked like he was pretty much had everything under control, the 6-2 lead, but you know, that's what sports is all about, comeback. So here it is. This will be the last break of this Pro Tour Championship in the year 2007. He's made a ball.
I'll tell you what. Got kicked, but boy, was that a good break. Whew.
I didn't figure I'd get nothing easy.
Look, he made 3 balls. Look at that. What a break. Best break we've seen in a while.
It was, and the cue ball was parked.
I didn't figure I'd get nothing easy.
All right.
2, the 3, and the 5.
There isn't really anything there. I mean, as far as attacking, it don't look like he can bank it. I don't know about the cut.
Stitch on.
Players will get 2 extensions each because this is a hill match.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, he might be thinking about going ahead and shooting this down the corner for a cut in. I don't know. I mean, maybe he's going to try to draw it back under the 6. I just don't know how the player's feeling right now.
there's a chance for Francisco. It's long and it is not easy, but he will come to the table, and that's right now. That's about all he could have asked for.
Phenomenal. Well, I just have to think he's just gonna. Well, I don't know if he's gonna how he's gonna shoot it. I would think he would just roll it, but it looks like he's gonna just pound it, try to send the cue ball. Look at the 9.
For a half a second, that looked
I
like
thought
it
he
might
was
go
going to
off
lock
the
the 9
6.
in. Yeah. I didn't even, after I seen he didn't make the 1, I didn't even look at the 1. I watched that 9 in action. I'll tell you what, he just moved on the ball. You know, he does that a lot. I mean, he's a great player. He does that. But you seen him, he just moved, and I think that's what caused him to miss the shot.
And we talk about tight pockets, and when you pound the ball and you hit it hard, unless it is absolutely perfect, you're giving it no chance to stay down.
I don't even think he came close.
He didn't, but I mean, I'm just saying, it was the whole force of that shot.
That needs to go. That needs to go. That's not exactly. That's not a good shot there.
I saw that reaction.
Yeah, he just didn't get the English didn't react for him like he wanted. I'll tell you what, it's a tough shot here. Boy, he might like to play safe here.
Same shot I hit last time, I guess.
He has been here before.
He is.
This is where it's also good to be tall, lanky Johnny Archer.
Yeah, he has the extension. He's got the extension out. This is what a shot this is. He's gonna try to play safe. Be careful, don't scratch.
Got some balls to use there. Okay. Yep, look at this shot. Look at that shot.
Wow. Now see, that is patience right there. Not trying to do anything silly, not trying to bank at it or take a flyer. Well, you got one of the greatest guys that ever could kick a ball right now. I don't think he's going to be jumping this. I think he's going to be looking to kick it in. Or kick it and try to make the 9. There's a lot of things he could do here. You know, he could come here and go this way, catch it with the cue ball come back down, make the 9. I mean, there's all kinds of ways he could do it. He could go up top. So he has a couple of ways. Okay, here we go. He's going underneath it. It's a hit.
I'll tell you what, if he had hit that harder.
Oh, yeah.
If he had hit that cue ball harder.
Well, Johnny's going to get one more shot. I have to think that if he doesn't really take advantage here, that he's going to be in pretty serious trouble, Mitch. You can just feel it. Oh, my hands are sweating.
It is so tense in here right now.
Okay. Now the 8 ball is in play here. He's got to miss the 8 ball.
A lot of rumbling. Very, very difficult shot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was an easy shot.
Not at all.
And he caught the 8 there. He's trying to miss the 8.
Crowd trying to calm down.
Yeah.
Both players with a lot of fans here in the LA area.
Yeah. It's kind of a shame that somebody has to be a loser here, but that's the way it is.
And I'll tell you what, we've seen strange things happen, but I don't think so here.
He was brilliant in defeat.
We would never have thought it midway through and up through 8 racks, but Francisco Bustamante with 5 racks in a row and the title.
Your champion, 2007 U.S. Pro Tour Championship, Bustamante.
Now it's time for our super shot of the match. Rack 10, Francisco Bustamante at the table, Johnny Archer on the hill. And Django needs this shot to keep his run out going. Check out where he hits the cue ball, snaps down quickly, deflects it off the table, over the 5, makes the 4,
our super shot of the match.
And after a most exciting finals, we will now throw it down to the floor in a word with two great champions. Here's our own Charlie Williams. Charlie?
I'm here with the runner-up of the tournament, #1 ranked Johnny Archer. Johnny, man, that was a tough loss, man. I mean, you look so good. You got out front 6-2. I mean, we all thought it was over from there. But can you tell us a little bit about what changed?
Well, I just made a couple bad shots. You know, I missed the long one ball, and then of course everybody's seen the last game. I just didn't hit it hard enough to get back down. You know, I just made a couple bad shots, and you know, whenever you go into 7, it don't take but just a couple, and you lose. Well, you know, my hat's off to him.
Well, Johnny, still a great finish. You're a great sportsman and definitely a great representative of American pool. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Well, Francisco, you came from the Philippines. You came here to win. You had your fans here supporting you all week long, and you didn't disappoint them at all. How do you feel?
Well, you know, I feel great, and this is amazing to win this match against Archer, you know, because 6-2 and alternate break, you know, and this is tough to win. And I think this is a blessing for me, you know, because never win a tournament long time. So, but that's deniable, you know, and I'm happy to win this tournament.
And congratulations to you again one more time for being the U.S. Pro Tour Championship of 2007. Hope to see you next year in 2008. Back to you, Mitch.
Thank you, Charlie, and thanks to both of those great players for, again, putting on a tremendous show. I know Johnny will be disappointed, but obviously we will see him again and soon. And to Francisco Bustamante, what a fantastic championship. Nobody would have thought it, but 5 racks in a row over the #1 seeded Johnny Archer. And Francisco Bustamante, all the way from the Philippines as a wild card invitation, takes home a very prestigious title. We're glad you've been with us. For Kim Davenport, I'm Mitch Lawrence. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long from California.